ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਤਨ ਧਨ ਸੰਪੈ ਸੁਖ ਦਿਓ, ਅਰ ਜਹਨੀ ਕੇ ਧਾਮ। ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਨ ਰੇ ਮਨਾ, ਸਿਮਰਤ ਕਾਹੇ ਨ ਰਾਮ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇ ਸਹੀ ਤਨ ਧਨ ਸੰਪੈ ਸੁਖ ਦਿਓ, ਅਰ ਜਹਨੀ ਕੇ ਧਾਮ. So we've already translated tan being body, we've already translated tan being wealth. Tan tan sampa, sukh diyo, sukh here, even though sukh is normally translated to peace, we'll translate sukh here to comfort, to the comforts of life that we have. Sampa means the possessions that we hold in this life. So we've now got many gadgets, and we've got now so many things to make life easier and so many comforts today. Sampa, we've got so many possessions and things that we own to make our life that much easier. But think about it, Sangat Ji. Has it actually given us peace of mind? Look, there was that time when families would sit together in a circle. They may not have even had furniture if we go back even 50, 60 years ago. When somebody would sit down together as a family, that warm feeling, they may not have had a lot. They may not have had all of these gadgets and these comforts, but there was that connection between people. There wasn't that one person was there sitting on their phone and clicking away, but instead there was that connection with each other, with human beings that would sit together and eat. But all these things are being lost today. But we've got so much sampai sukh diyo, all these possessions, and that we're getting comfort from. Then Paj is saying arjah nike taam, ar and nike means beautiful. Arjah nike taam means that place that we dwell in, that place that we live, mansions or houses. We may have beautiful mansions and houses today, but the one that has given us all of these things. Kahan lage, kende kaho nanak sun re mana, simrat kahe na ram. Kende, why don't you simrat? Simrat means why don't you live in remembrance? Simrat kahe na ram, of that Ram that has given you all of these things, that has given you this breath, that has given you whatever that we have. And remember, if we're not in remembrance of that one that has given us these things, then that means we're in remembrance of something else. All I've done is I've done chintan, I've thought and focused on this body, and that's become my simran, that's become what I remember all the time. I don't want this body to go, I don't want this body to leave. I'm so attached to this body, I'm afraid, I've got fear, I don't want anything to happen to it. I don't want to depart from this house. Look how much time I've spent. Sometimes what'll happen? They'll spend their whole life trying to make their house beautiful. They do it. They make it. They've spent their whole life focusing on the way they want their house perfect. They make it perfect. And what happens? They get diagnosed with some sort of disease. They find out they've only got so long to live. So Sadhguru Ji Pacha Ji is saying to us, Tan tan sampai sukh diyo. He's the one that's provided you with these comforts. Everything's come from him. Sukh diyo arjah nike taham. Sangat Ji, when we praising that one constantly, what are we doing? We're forgetting me. What happens when I get rid of this I, mama? That is what is causing the problems, and that is what is causing all the suffering. Sangat Ji, the more I get entangled in I don't want to lose that, and just in the fear of losing that, I'm in pain. When I do lose that, then I think I can't live anymore, I can't survive it anymore. But once that is gone, Sache Paatshah Singh Har Kirat Hamri Reh Ras, his praise will take me away from this home, from this ego, from this pride. Satguru Ji, Sache Paatshah Ji are reminding us, what are we doing simran of? What are we in constant remembrance of? And remember, there's a stage. Remember, we spoke about japa, paj, and now we're talking about simrat. Pacha Ji talks about jait, to remember. So over here, remembrance is not reciting. remembrance is not repeating. Simran is a state of mind. It's an avastha when we're in constant remembrance of something. Just like, as we know, when they form a new relationship, somebody just gets married, somebody's formed a new relationship, they get to know someone, they're in so much awe of that person, they're in constant remembrance of that person. No matter what they look at, they think of that person. So Sangat Ji, in that way, Simran is when something is instilled in us. We're not making an effort. When we're reciting, when we're japping, we're trying to get to Simran. We're trying to get to that point where effortlessly I'm in constant remembrance of that one, in appreciation, in gratitude, in love. And so, Paach say, Kaho Nanak sun re mana, oh listen my mind, Simrat kahe na Ram, why don't you remember him? Only in the remembrance of that one can we actually be Sukhi, can we actually experience true peace of mind, living in appreciation. Sometimes Badshah Ji's given us these precious things like this body, but we're so caught up in thinking of what he hasn't given us. Think about your mool, think about your origin, how you started. You started from just being this little dot inside of your mother's womb. Think about what you was, the process that you went through. You came from that beej, from that rakat, from your mother and father. And look how that grew through the sustenance, through the hukam, the law that Akal Purkh has made, through what the mother is eating to be able to then allow your body to grow inside even the womb. Appreciate that one that has created this system for you to grow and be like this. Remember, ek pina de das pi hirle, he's got the power to take 10 away. When we live in that constantly moaning, not appreciating life, always down, imagine how much more will be taken away from us then. And then ek pina de das pi hirle, to muda, then muda. What will that fool do then? To muda, kaho kaha kare, say now, what will he do now? Hun ki kar luga. So Sangat Ji, let us live in appreciation. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.